Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you, and it is part 2 of the Iron Maiden UK 12-inch singles and picture discs and shape picture discs and whatever random little foreign pressing I've got. Before I get started on it, I'm absolutely exhausted. I ache from head to toe because as I mentioned, Afraid to Sleep had a gig last night, and with my health not being what it used to be, I've sort of got to take it steady. I can't move around like I used to. We did a 40-minute set, went down really well. I was so pleased. The praise and the comments we were getting was unbelievable. We got a magnificent reception. I was over the moon with it, but I'm suffering today. I mean, I can't move around like I used to. But the fact I'm stood up because I can't stand for long, 40 minutes really was pushing it a bit, really. But I enjoyed it. I was doing backing vocals on one song and I had to stop singing because I thought I'm going to pass out here. But I needed it. Get you out a little bit. It's good for the mental health and all that stuff. The band, I've got to admit, I know it's like my own band and stuff, but my God, they played their hearts out and they played really well. I'm not normally one for self-praise, but I think we played great, and I just can't congratulate them and give them enough well done. I just can't give them enough because they played that well. Nicole's vocals were amazing. So yes, if you're watching this and you're at Blackpool last night, hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, so I'm now having a lazy day in my lovely new Jurassic Park Jimmy Jammies. And we shall get started with the first 12-inch of part 2. So the last single of the first part was 1989's live version of Infinite Dreams. And it was at that point I realised, oopsies, this is going to be a hell of a lot longer than I thought. That first video, as you've already watched, goes on for about 50 minutes or so. And I thought this entire video together was going to be 20 minutes. So anyway, after that, that was the last we seen for the time being of Adrian Smith. So Adrian Smith leaves, Yannick Gers replaces him. And the first single that they brought out was Holy Smoke. And this is the 12-inch single with the huge poster that you get, and the poster is of that. I will show you it. I think this was the first sort of release photo we've seen Yannick on as well. I remember going to see him on this tour. The dates were announced, and I think it was September 1990, and they rushed it out before the album come out because it was called the Intercity Express Tour. So I went to that, and that was where we got that amazing Hooks in New Artwork t-shirt. And then they did another tour 3 months later in the December with Anthrax opening. Whitley Ice Rink, went to that as well. What shows there were. So this is a 12-inch with the crappy black labels as usual. The B-side is 2 cover versions, all in your mind, which I can't remember for the life of me who the originals are. Kill Me Ce Soir, if I remember rightly, is Golden Earring. This, believe it or not, is one of my all-time favourite Iron Maiden B-sides. I absolutely adore it. Kill Me Ce Soir always reminds me of that first night of that tour on the Intercity Express, where when you're travelling there on the bus and it's just starting to get dark and things like that, and just that whole era. That song reeks of that for me, so I absolutely adore it. When this came out, I actually liked, and probably still do to this day, actually, I like the B-side better than the A-side. This should not have been the single for me. It should have been what they originally planned, Hooks in You. That should have been the first single. Because this is pretty poor, really. When I first heard this song, I absolutely hated it. And I was blaming Yannick Gers for it. He didn't even write it, but there you go. Anyway, I'll show you the poster. This takes some unfolding because this is absolutely huge. I think this is the biggest poster that they've ever had, like fold out poster. And for me, that artwork is the best part of Holy Smoke. So whether normally the posters are like that, this is like double the size. It's more than double the size. There's another bit I haven't folded out. It is absolutely huge. And the dates are at the bottom, so it's like a sort of tour poster, really. So there's the September dates. And then at the bottom there, you've got the December dates. But when these first came out, there was only going to be those. One in Edinburgh, 2 in Birmingham, and 2 in Wembley. Whitley Bay Whitley Bay High Street was added later. I think it was like due to demand and that. And at the time, thankfully, it was before the Newcastle Arena was built, because it sounds absolutely shit in there. I hate the place. Whitley Bay High Street was my favourite venue because it sounded amazing. You got close to the stage without being crushed. Fantastic. I'm gutted that you don't get them there anymore. And thankfully, this tour this year, they're not doing Newcastle, they're doing Leeds, and it's a purpose-built arena. Never been there, really looking forward to it. So that is the actual absolutely huge poster you get with Holy Smoke. You could use it as wallpaper, really, I suppose. It's kind of verging on either a sub poster or a bus stop poster. It is massive. So yes, I also meant to say that poster is actually only one-sided as well. So it is like they've done it as a proper poster. It would be really nice framed. However, when you get free things like that in records, I like to keep them that way. So it's never been used. But it's a gorgeous poster. I love that artwork. It's a really old style Derek Higgs, Derek Higgs? Bell End. It's a really old style Derek Higgs sort of Eddie, which I love. And also another 12-inch. It was released as a 12-inch picture disc. I think I'd like another upgrade copy of this because this is quite tatty. I did get this one second hand. The one I had years ago was absolutely mint. Played once, put away, never played again type of thing. But the cover's tatty. I can't remember what condition the disc's in. I was just eager to get it because I was just trying to replace the lot. I mean, that's an outer thing that they're putting anyway, but there's like all the sides split. I could do with a new plastic sleeve. The backing card. That's not too bad. It's got a few little minor creases. That doesn't bother me. It's mainly that I was a plastic sleeve, but the record itself, I don't know. I think I've only played it once. I've never took it out again with it being a picture disc. Actually, the record itself isn't that bad at all. There's a few light marks, but that's it. So yeah, anyway, there's side one. So I think I'd actually be quite happy with just another plastic sleeve to replace, so that's not too bad actually. Side two, I like that picture disc. Really, really old style Eddie. Like the green sky reminds me of like the back of the Number of the Beast album, and Eddie with his leather jacket and jeans. Even the band stopped wearing like all the snazzy stage stuff and went on back with jeans and leather jackets. It was deliberate. It was a back to basics thing. And the album sort of like has that back to the early stuff as well. There was no long songs on it or anything. And very much like the Blaze Bayley stuff, it gets very unfairly slated. There's nothing wrong with this. I love that album. There's far too many whinges that get on my tit end, to be honest. Iron Maiden belong in the 80s. The crap they should have given up years ago. Nobody's asking you to listen to them. Bieber fan. So that's the back of the card as well. So that is, and I've spent far too much talking that I intended to on that one, 1990s Holy Smoke. Next one, this one got released Christmas Eve, 1990. New Year's Eve 1990 went straight in the UK charts at #1. This is just after we'd gone to see them at the Whitley Bay Ice Rink, and they were giving out flyers advertising the single. There was 5 formats coming out, and I got the lot. Little nice story as well. Christmas Eve, the day it was released, went in the middle of town centre, got the two 12 inches and the two 7 inches. I didn't get the cassette single till it got reduced because I didn't really collect them. And then my daughter, because she was born in 1990, she started teething, and I found my Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter tape case, chewed where she'd been teething on it. I've still got it with her little teeth marks and little shit. So I bought all four formats behind the tape. Who did we bump into in Middlesbrough Town Centre? Yannick Gers. Cornered him off in boots, and I stopped him, and I went, "Have you got a pen?" And he went, "Oh, I haven't, sorry, no." I went, "Oh." I said, "I wanted you to sign this lot." And he went, "What's in there?" And he looked, he went, "Oh my God, you've bought the lot." He went, "I haven't even seen these myself." So we stood in the middle of the boots, he's taking them out, looking at them. And then I don't know if it was girlfriend, wife at the time, or he was with 2 or 3 people. They pulled out this marker, and he stood in the middle of boots, signing all my stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have all the signed stuff anymore. So these are the ones I've gone and rebought. So Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. That's the 12-inch black vinyl with a free banner calendar. And the one I had, he actually signed his photograph on the calendar. Cheers, Nige, Yannick Gers, and dated 24th of the 12th, 90. Wish I still had that. Now, my first impressions of Yannick on stage was I thought he was fantastic. And I was gutted when he joined the band because I couldn't bear him. I thought he was all right in Gillen, but because he was nowhere near as good as Bernie Tormey, I thought at the time, I just instantly disliked him. I'd never heard of him. I'd never heard of White Spirit when he joined Gillen. I've now got the White Spirit album. I personally think he fits really well in Maiden now, especially since Adrian Smith's come back. I love the 3-guitar lineup. Stop bitching about it. Shut up. It's not going to change. Just to shut your moaning mouth up. If you don't like it, stop buying the records. Stop listening to them. Because I'm sick to death of hearing you whinging, to be honest. Nice polylined inner sleeve. Now, unfortunately, as nice condition as this looks, I got this second hand off eBay. And I thought this is going to sound mint, and then when I put it on, it sounds like he's cleaned it with a Brillo pad. It's got some light marks. It looks like he's scrubbed it with something. I messaged him. I said, "I'm keeping it." I said, "But you've cleaned it wrong." This is why I don't agree. If you don't finger mark them, you don't have to clean them, especially in these polyline sleeves, because people haven't got a clue what they're doing. I don't like cleaning them. So I could do with another. Everything else, marvellous cover and everything. The banner calendar is there, all intact, lovely. Unfortunately, it hasn't got Yannick's signature on like my original one, but there you go. That's the one he signed on mine. So you get that with all the 1990 dates on. I think it looks like this one's actually been up as well. I didn't use mine. I'd just begrudge getting it again because like they're not cheap. So you get like all individual band shots on one side with that artwork and the calendar there, and then on the reverse of it, it's just like a big Iron Maiden banner. Strange design for a calendar, I thought, but there you go. So that is actually like, wow, 33-year-old. I remember buying that like it was yesterday as well. Strange. So yeah, that's the first 12-inch, and then there was a 12-inch picture disc. Same track listing. Are they different photos? Yeah, different photos on the back. This is a nice picture disc, actually. Get that on one side, and his Grim Reaper artwork on the other, in a nice die-cut sleeve. So then that goes in there. And sort of finishes the artwork off. It's really good. So yeah, I loved that when it came out. Was my favourite song on the album. It's not now. My favourite song on the album is actually Hooks in You. Love it. I don't think many people realise it was actually co-wrote with Adrian Smith, so I'm assuming they must have started to write the album when he nashed. And for me, the two singles should have been Hooks in You, then this. Holy Smoke should have been the single. Holy Smoke is B-side fodder at best, I think. I don't hate it, but I certainly don't rate it in the top 10, 20 singles at all. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. Next up, 1992. It was announced that Maiden were doing the second headline Donington Monsters of Rock slot. I didn't go to that one, mainly due to the experience of the first one. Not the fact that, I mean, it wasn't nice that 2 people were killed, but we went that far forward. We didn't know about that till we got home. But it was just ridiculous. All the pushing and the crushing and the bottles of piss flying overhead, and they're just not pleasant. So I'd give it a miss. So Fear of the Dark was the next album. Before the album come out, they released the first single, which was Be Quick or Be Dead. Released as a 12-inch with a gatefold single. When this came out, blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. It's still one of my favourite Maiden songs. Heavy as hell. Both me and my mate at the time said it sounded very much like Metallica for the time. That was our initial thought. And it was co-wrote by Yannick Gers, you know, the one you all hate. B-side, Nodding Donkey Blues. It's garbage. And a cover of Montrose's Space Station No. 5, which starts out promising, and then at the end it just turns into a joke. Then after that, on the 12-inch and the CD, there's a hidden track. You see like a load of quiet groove at the end. You think, what the hell's that? The song's finished. And it's another absolute piss take of Rod Smallwood. They did it without telling him. Like the Sheriff of Huddersfield, this goes on for ages. And it's just Bruce on a rant with, I don't know if it's Yannick on an acoustic guitar doing a little strum in the background. But God, it goes on. So the gatefold sleeve, lyrics, band photos, and then I'm sure it was a nice poly-lined white sleeve inside. Yeah, it was. Sorry, the hidden tracks on the end of Be Quick or Be Dead, because if you look, Be Quick or Be Dead is only quite a short song, and you can see how the pattern of the groove changes before it's even halfway through there. So when it goes quiet, that's the old Mickey take. And then the B-side is Nodding Donkey Blues and Space Station No. 5. I personally would have rather than put that hidden B-side on the B-side with the others. I would have rather Be Quick or Be Dead been that one track alone on the A-side, because it would have sounded absolutely amazing. But to fit that other thing on, they've gone and compressed it, so somebody's an idiot. And then there was also a 12-inch picture disc. This was one of the last ones I actually got. I had a bit of a time getting this. Again, splits in the plastic, but I've got it and it's done out the way now. I always found that artwork a bit weird. I love the Eddie. It's a Derek Riggs Eddie, I think. And the back, you got that band shot. So it's not a bad picture disc. They've done worse. When I get a picture disc, I do like it to have pictures on. So when it was like, what I've never understood is when Metallica released Enter Sandman as a 7-inch picture disc. I took that out to play it for the first time. What did you bother making it a picture disc for? It's just like a black circle with Enter Sandman and like the very hidden black snake. It was basically black. They might as well not bothered making it a picture disc. At least you're getting stuff like that on this. So yes, I've already showed you the 7-inch single, and by 1992 they'd reduced it down from 6 formats to 5 to 4. So the other one was the CD single, which I do have. So that one is Be Quick or Be Dead. Second single off from Fear of the Dark was From Here to Eternity. No Eddie this time. Hated the cover of this. Still do. Doesn't look like a Maiden release, but there you go. But they are on the back. That's on the set of the video shoot for it. This song to me, it screams AC/DC. I do like it though. And again, give me an hour. It's a fold out poster. So there's one side of the poster, just band shots there, and that's the one that shares the sort of front and back artwork. And then the other side is a full sort of stage shot of them on the video. Best part about it being the moon at the top for me. See, for me, I don't know why they made that a poster sleeve, because it's not even a good poster. Clutching at straws a bit. And then you got this in a black sleeve, no polyline this time. Getting greedy EMI. Now this is immaculate. Roll over Vic Vella, which is basically roll over Beethoven with their own lyrics in for the road crew member Vic Vella, and No Prayer for the Dying live. Now I love that song and it gets slated. But yeah, this is like a really good sounding 12-inch. That's what I mean. That's got the one song on, and like the space in that groove is huge. So it's like a really, really nice pressing. For me, that's what Be Quick or Be Dead should have been like. It probably would have rumbled the walls down had it been, because it would have been like really, really loud and bassy. But yeah, I'm don't get on my wick with these poster sleeves by now, because they're not the easiest things to unfold. I think once you've looked at them, you don't really bother unfold them anymore. And there was also a very snazzy shaped picture disc. Back artwork. I've never done this. Mine was the same. I had to obviously get this one again when it's as light new condition. But this is a shaped picture disc. I'll take it out and show you. Weird looking thing. And on the B side, which didn't come on the CD single, this only came out on CD from what I remember, on the Eddie's Archive tin on the best of the B-sides, and it's a cover of Budgie's I Can't See My Feeling. It's a strange little song, but I really do like their version. I've never heard the Budgie one, but I do like it. That's what I'm saying with Maiden's B-sides, they can be a bit hit and miss when they do covers. I'd rather them do their own stuff, but when they do a decent cover, I really do like it. And this one came with a plinth, which is supposed to sort of fold and knock up yourself, and the bottom of the picture disc, the square bit there, actually slots into that bit, so you've got like a stand with the picture disc there. Now, who the hell would want to do that and leave the picture disc out in the dusty air, and there it is ready to just knock off? Not me, baby. I have seen photos of ones that have been assembled, and to be fair, it does actually look pretty cool, but it's not for me. I like to keep them in the best condition as possible. Especially stuff like that, where it's like fold out bits. It's like ELO when they did the spaceship with Out of the Blue. I got that second hand, and it's got the spaceship in, and it's still not made. I wouldn't make it. And same with that, anything like that, plinths or bits and bobs. So that was the last single of Fear of the Dark, apart from on import, which Wasting Love was released. Over here it was just Be Quick or Be Dead and From Here to Eternity. 1993 was the year of their 3 live albums. The first album out was a real live one. Guess what the single was? Don't even want to say the name of it anymore. Fear of the Dark live. I love that Eddie. That was was supposed to be my original tattoo before I got the trooper on. I've got a photo of it. I'll try and get it on sometime. It is absolutely horrendous. I was almost crying. I was like, what's he done to my arm? And I carried that around for years before I finally got a really, really good trooper over it. This says the B-side is Hooks in You live, and that's exactly what it should have been. When I got this, I got it home and played it. It was Tail Gunner. They then put an advert in Kerrang saying, we've mispressed it. If you'd like to bring it back to the shop and swap it for one that plays the real B-side, we'll do it. And I was like, absolutely not. Now I wish I had. Because the one with the correct B-side is the least common one, unfortunately. So yeah, this has got Tail Gunner on. Unfortunately, not Hooks in You. Tail Gunner was the B-side to the 7-inch single. I think that's how it got mispressed. But I do really like this picture disc because I love that artwork. This looks the most strangest thing to play though, like because of the shape of it. It's round and then rough, and then it's a weird thing. Thankfully though, I don't have to play this either ever or very rarely because I just cannot stand that song any longer live. Don't get me wrong, when I'm at the gig and they're doing it, I will find myself doing the war chorus, but I absolutely hate it. I'm sure it started in South America somewhere. I think the first time I heard it was Rock in Rio. When I heard it, it was impressive, but now it just gets on my tits. Shut up and let them play the song. I haven't said that, no, don't let them play the song, because they play it a lot slower than the studio version, which is the best version. So if I have to listen to Fear of the Dark, it would be the album version any day for me. Fear of the Dark live. The next live album that came out was a real dead one, so they released a single of that. It's a shame that this didn't get a release as a single earlier on, whether it be live or studio, with either the original lineup or at least Adrian Smith involved as well. Because as much as I like Yannick, he just does not play solos like Adrian at all, or Dave for that matter. So the solos on this song, one's Yannick. Hallowed Be Thy Name. This was the final single with Bruce Dickinson before he naffed off. So they killed him off. I find it very interesting that when Paul Di'Anno quit, Eddie killed him off as well, chopped his head off. But that artwork was, oh, we can't use that. But that one, you can see it anywhere. Bizarre. I saw them on the Real Live tour, which was basically an extensive part of the Fear of the Dark tour. But it was more of a greatest hits as well. And you could see Bruce was not into it at all. You could tell. He kept leaving the stage when there was guitar solos, and I actually physically seen him run off the stage once. And I seen Steve Harris turn around and look at him. It was like a sort of a, where the hell are you going type of look. They didn't even hide it. I think he probably needed the break, or the band probably would have folded, which all the mourners probably would have been happy about. That's one side. Two side. And I'm sure this has got Wrathchild and Wasted Years on. Well, I'm wrong. It's the Trooper and Wasted Years. By this point, as well, interesting fun fact, 1992 and 3, they'd reduced the formats down to 3. I think it was so people weren't getting ripped off. So this was released on 7-inch red vinyl, which I've shown, 12-inch picture disc and CD single, and that was it. And the same went for Fear of the Dark live. Picture disc, 7-inch, CD, that's it. And I was glad, because it was getting ridiculous. So, Hallowed Be Thy Name live. So, obviously, after Hallowed Be Thy Name, that was it. Bruce gone. Then it was announced the new singer. I was one of the very few people I think that was ecstatic, because I liked him in Wolfsbane. So, enter Blaze Bayley. First single came out, Man on the Edge. This got a 12-inch picture disc and 2 CD singles, which came in a box. I absolutely love this Eddie. It's graphic, it's a bit sick, but the detail on it, I think it's amazing. Again, it gets slated. I think the guy who did this was the same guy who did some of the Vic Rattlehead stuff figures on the Megadeth covers. Is it Hugh Syme, his name? I think he did an amazing job. I love it. I love that photo of the band with Blaze on as well. I was at the convention, the fan club convention, when they played the album for the first time to anybody. Steve Harris was late because he'd literally just finished mixing it at his house, and he drove straight there from his house. And they played it 2 or 3 times over, and I absolutely loved it. At the time, I remember saying it to a camera that I liked him better than Bruce Dickinson. I think at the time, though, this is when Bruce's voice was going, like, really, really bad. But when he came back, like, it's like he'd had this whole new life injected into his voice. He was fantastic. He was, like, back to how he should have been. So the picture disc has got Eddie on one side. That was a die-cut sleeve. And then it's got the X Factor chair. Saw them on this tour. Had to travel to Wolverhampton for it. No intro music. Loved it. And the Eddie was on, like, when they sang Iron Maiden, Eddie was on that chair getting electrocuted. We both loved it. Me and my mate loved it. I love the Blaze stuff. I really do. And then there's the die-cut sleeve with it. And then, oh, God. This is another huge fold-out poster. Give me a day too. Right, this is ridiculous. There's Iron Maiden down the side, and then you've got the front cover of Eddie. This is like a lengthways shot of him laid down getting lobotomized and his innards ripped out and stuff. And then the other side is a band shot. Christ, what, it is massive. It's obscene. There's the tour date. I was at the Wolverhampton one. There's Edward. You don't very often see a close-up of that shot because he's like set back, but he's gorgeous, isn't he? A very young Yannick and Steve. And I think that's about it. They're really not easy to handle, these, but this is like, unlike Holy Smoke was on thin paper, this is on really nice hard sort of card paper. Really, really nice poster. Jesus, that was a fight getting that back in there, that poster. Whew. B-side. The Edge of Darkness, which is an album track. And probably one of my favourites on the album. I love that song. I Live My Way, which was B-side, which didn't make it on the album. I can understand it not making it on the album. It is a bit of a filler, but it's not a bad song, really, to be honest. This, I Live My Way, for me, even though it's a B-side and didn't even make an album, is a far better song than The Angel and the Gambler off Virtual 11, but there you go. So, I was very, very impressed with 1995's Man on the Edge. In Europe, they got Lord of the Flies as a single. We didn't get that in the UK. However, I do have the CD single. I think it was only released as a CD single. I think there might be a bootleg 12-inch. And I would love that. If anybody knows how to get hold of that, can you let me know? Because I've been after that for a while. I know it's only bootleg, but I want it. So yeah, we got Man on the Edge. The rest of Europe got Lord of the Flies. And then, after that came The Best of the Beast, the following year, 96. And they recorded a brand new song for the Best of the Beast compilation, which was Virus. This 12-inch is really rare. It's I mean, yes, it comes up on eBay, but you're looking at around about the £100 mark, £90, £100. It was a 90s pressing, which was when vinyl was going out, and also it was not their most successful single. I loved it. I really, really loved it. Another Derek Riggs artwork there. And the B-side is Prowler and Invasion off the Soundhouse tapes. So that was the first time I actually got any Soundhouse tapes music on vinyl. This came in a lovely poly lined sleeve, and they ditched the black labels. We'll go back to nice picture labels. Eddie in a crate there, and then Eddie with a load of, I don't know if it's binary numbers or whatever on there. So that was over half of the Soundhouse tapes, really. And really good, but pain in the ass as well at the same time. I don't know how much more my arms can take of this. Poster sleeve. This one's back to like just a sort of a double 12-inch single size, so it's not too bad. I've got Eddie with the trees with the skulls on. I'm assuming them microbiology looking things are supposed to be the virus. Iron Maiden on the other side is the front and back artwork of the single with a band shot. Now when I got this, I don't know if these are genuine or not, to be honest. I don't know if it makes them a promo or what, or whether it's just what somebody sticks on to sort of make it look more expensive. But man had promotional copies stuck on there. Now if this is genuinely a promo copy, they're usually worth even more. So I don't know if that's genuine or not. But when I did buy it, I'm sure the seller said he'd gotten this collection off somebody who'd been in the business. I don't know whether they work for EMI or not, I really can't remember, or whether they had something to do directly with the band. But it's easy enough to say something like that, I suppose. But I'm pretty sure that they actually did have other stuff as well, like signed stuff and that. And you can tell a mile off with Maiden signatures whether they're genuine or not. So he did have some genuine stuff, but with that I don't know. If anybody knows for sure, just give me a shout and let me know, because I would like to know. So that is with the B-side of half of the Soundhouse tapes, 1996's Virus. The next year they didn't do anything, they were still on tour, and then 98 it was Virtual 11. They only had the Angel and the Gambler single, which was a 7-inch picture disc, which I've shown, and there's 2 CD singles. And they also released Future Real, which was originally going to be a 7-inch picture disc and 2 CD singles. It didn't happen. It just came out as 1 CD single, and you could only get it from the fan club. It's a shame, because the 7-inch picture disc was gorgeous. There's a bootleg single of Future Real, and it's got the artwork on of the Eddie that they were going to use as the 7-inch single picture disc, but never mind. So after that, Get Out Blaze, Come Back Bruce, Come Back Adrian, and the Wicker Man came out. Never been a fan of that artwork. The Derek Riggs version of the Wicker Man artwork was even worse, I'll be honest, and I love Derek Riggs. I just think it could have been better, but there you go. 2 CD singles and a 12-inch picture disc. The 12-inch picture disc has Power Slave and Killers Live from the Headhunter tour, which is when they both came back. And the nearest they came here was Paris. I was there. It was mint. So the picture disc, you get the Wicker Man on side 1 there, and the 2 live ones on that one. Not the greatest illustration, not the greatest looking record, but my God, what a comeback single that was. The Wicker Man. "2000, The Wicker Man." The second single off Brave New World got a 7-inch red vinyl, which I've shown you, a CD single, and a 12-inch picture disc, and it's Out of the Silent Planet. This may have been the same guy who did the Senjutsu artwork, I don't know. Whoever did it, I don't like this. It's just, I don't know, I've never liked it. I like the colours, but I just don't like the Eddie. This is the one with Wasted Years on. This one's got Wasted Years and Aces High off the head, so I can't even remember what they're like. It's been that long since I've played them. This one came with a back sort of art card, which was nice. Same as the picture disc. And then the picture disc, you got Out of the Silent Planet on side 1. Yet even though it's a 12-inch, you still only got the single version. They didn't give the full album version, which I think they should. And the 2 live ones are on there. And that was it for the Brave New World releases. I didn't like this either when they started doing that, taking the points off Maiden at the bottom. You know, because like in the at the end of that R and that N, one of the bits of the M there and that end, they went more of a point. Thankfully, they brought it back. So, same year, 2000, Out of the Silent Planet. The next stuff that Maiden releases singles, they only came out with 7-inch singles because it was off like, it was to promote Rockin' Rio, which was on the Brave New World tour. And it was also to promote, I'm sorry, I'm so tired after last night. It was also to promote the upcoming Clive Bear gigs for charity. So they only released some 7-inch singles, so I've already shown you them. There was, it was Run to the Hills, wasn't it? And there might be, I can't remember now. And then January the 2nd or 3rd of 2005, again, this was to promote the upcoming, can't even think, the Early Days DVD. They did a re-release of The Number of the Beast and released a 7-inch single, which I've shown you, a CD single, and this gorgeous picture disc in a die-cut sleeve. I got this on the day release. This is the one I bought, so I've still got that one, unplayed. So you get The Number of the Beast original version, then you get The Number of the Beast live at Brixton, which was the Clive Bear charity gig, and then you get the version of Remember Tomorrow on the Beast, of the original B-side, on side 2. Oh, thank God you don't get a poster. That is stunning. I love that picture. It's the original artwork, but just the way that 12-inch looks, I love it. And on the other side, it kind of reminds me of the cut to shape Trooper, because that was pretty simple, just the logo and the song title there. So that was 2005 re-release of The Number of the Beast. A few months later, they were bringing out a live album and a live DVD from the Dance of Death tour. So it was called after the tour, Death on the Road. So they did what they did with that Number of the Beast pictures with another one to promote it, and they re-released The Trooper. Again, another stunning release. And my original one that I bought, 2005. This one's got The Trooper live from 2003, so that'll be the Dance of Death tour. Then the Trooper original version on side 1. Side 2 has got Murders in the Rue Morgue live, 2005. I don't even remember how that goes. I love that song. So your picture disc. And just like the Number of the Beast one. Only difference is Number of the Beast, the clouds at the bottom there were red, these are blue, which kind of coincided with the 2 7-inch singles. Number of the Beast is red vinyl, Trooper is blue. I remember when these came out, I was over the moon because they just looked so good. The blue and the red vinyl are stunning, which you've seen in the singles video that I did. So yeah, that was the second one from 2005, The Trooper. this is now the time when singles were getting less and less and less. Now, bear in mind, we're only up to 2006. And for 12 inches and stuff, I've only got 2 titles left. This one is off A Matter of Life and Death. And this song, for me, is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I'm glad they released it as a single. And not only did they release it as a single, they released the full version. So to make sure the sound quality was good, they pressed it at 33 RPM and put it on a 10-inch single. And it's the reincarnation of Benjamin Brigg. What a song. What an album. This is when they played the full album from start to finish live on the tour in its entirety to a hell of a lot of backlash. I loved it. I would have liked them to do it with Senjutsu as well, but never mind. The B-side is actually a really good B-side. They did a Radio 1 Legends session. Something's telling me this was recorded at Abbey Road. And you get the Trooper and Run to the Hills. I've only ever played this once. Not deliberately. It's just that when I got this, I didn't have a turntable or anything. And then I just dug it out one day and thought, oh, I want to play this. And I thought, this other side looked really sinister. This is Eddie's headlight, but just the way it is, wow. But yeah. First and only 10-inch single that I know of that Maiden have released. And what a cracking release. And I really do like that artwork as well. You do get a sticker with this, which I've still got. And it's huge for a sticker. It's like the size of a 7-inch single. And it's the Matter of Life and Death Skull and Crossbones. If I had a spare one, I might have stuck it on my bass case or something like that. But because I've only got the one, they didn't accidentally slide 2 in my record, so it stays in there. The absolutely underrated and fantastic The Reincarnation of Benjamin Brigg. So they did release another single off A Matter of Life and Death, and it was Different World. However, they only released that as, I think it was a DVD single, a CD single, and the 7-inch picture disc, which I've already shown you in the 7-inch singles video. Then, after that, what was the next album? Final Frontier. I think it was. Yeah. A couple of live ones in between, but there was no singles. When the Final Frontier came out, which to me is the worst thing I've ever done, the only thing that you can get is promos, which, again, I showed you in the 7-inch singles. There were those cartoon-looking things. There were, like, CD-ROMs, but they were putting, like, 7-inch artwork. There was no official singles. And then when the next album came out, The Book of Souls, they said Speed of Light was a single. But there was no physical vinyl release for it. There was just, like, a promo CD, which I don't have. And then out of the blue, it was announced on Record Store Day of I don't know if it was the year that the Book of Souls came out or the following year, Maiden were releasing a 12-inch single for Record Store Day, and I was like, oh. And then when I found out what it was, Jesus. It was a 12-inch picture disc of Empire of the Clouds. This is absolutely beautiful. I camped out all night to get this. Laura, my wife's brother, came with me because you are only allowed to buy one. You can't reserve anything on Record Store Day, and I wanted two. I wanted one to keep sealed, and I wanted one to play. So that's what I did. He bought one, and I bought one. Then I gave him the money, and he gave me it. This is the opened one. The story is about that. I can never remember what it's called, but that massive Zeppelin thing that came down in flames years and years ago. But the way they've done this Wow. There's the back. They've made it look like an old newspaper. The gatefold sleeve is also all done out like it, the story of it in the papers. The crash site where it landed. And the B-side, it's a narrative with Bruce Dickinson and Nico McBrain. It's basically telling the story. It's called Maiden Voyage, or Maiden Voyage. The story behind Empire of the Clouds. So that's supposed to look like it's bursting out the paper, and that's like a die-cut sleeve, so that just comes out there. And then it looks like pretty plain. It's amazing, this, honestly. Look at that artwork. Absolutely stunning, that. And the B-side's just that, just all writing. Played this a couple of times. Empire of the Clouds is an absolutely jaw-dropping song. And it's strange that they decided to release that as the single, because it's the longest song they've ever done. It's 18 minutes long, so you play it at 33. On the Book of Souls, if you don't have it on vinyl, that one song takes up the entire final side of the record. It's a triple album, so that one song entirely fills side 6. So they've took it off the album, released it as a single for Record Store Day, and to date they've never done another Record Store Day release yet. I was hoping that they would have done one for Senjutsu. I'd loved like Hell on Earth being one. Imagine Hell on Earth getting a release like that. And there's me sealed one. I think the reason why you can only buy one is because people buy loads, stick them all on eBay. We're Maiden, you know, I'm not going to do that anyway. I don't do it, but especially with these. I just wanted one to keep, and I wanted one to play. I would love the American pressing. It's exactly the same, but it's just on BMG. But there's, you get a nice little funky orange sticker on. So I would actually like that as well one day, but it's not the easiest record to come by. So that is, I'm sure that was in 2016 or 17, can't remember. 2015, I think that says, my bloody glasses. Anyway, 20 whatever it was out. Empire of the Clouds. So there you go. That's the end of the 12-inch singles and 12-inch picture discs and cut to shape picture disc section. Congratulations, you've made it. Congratulations to me, I've made it. Oh God, I'm knackered. I love doing this, I really do. But I am exhausted. But even though I'm exhausted, I'm still pretty keen to show you the stuff, because I'm not bragging about what I've got, far from it. I'm not. I'm just showing you for interest, and also if you're collecting Maiden and you want to know what's out there to get and you don't know, I'd like to think I was helping you. You know, if there's a certain release you're looking for and you don't know what the formats are, I'd like to think I'm sort of helping you out, showing it. If there's something you want and you don't know if it exists, like on a UK press, and give me a shout and I'll answer you. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I don't know how long this is going to be, by the way. But yeah, that's the 12. We're rattling through these now. So we've done all the UK albums, we've done the Japanese pressings, all the singles, the re-release singles, the bootlegs, the 12 inches. I think next it'll be a relatively short one. I think I'll do the foreign pressings of the albums that I've got, not Japanese, just the other ones. And then after that, I think we've got box sets and reissues. We're getting there. I think I'm going to do a few film ones next though, because I don't want to bore people who don't like Iron Maiden for all my videos and stuff. I've got a few film ones I actually want to do as well, so I'm looking forward to it. I know what I'm going to do soon. I keep looking up there when I do it, so you might know what it is actually. So yes, there you go. There's your final Maiden 12-inch single one. Thank you so much for watching. I really honestly do appreciate it. the comments I get, they're amazing. I couldn't do this if it wasn't for people sort of like sparring me on. Especially thanks to John at Mondo Chelovic for actually getting me to do this to begin with. He badgered me. If he hadn't kept going on about it, I wasn't going to do it. He said, you've got stuff, get it on, they're going to love it. You've got some really good stuff in that. I don't know. He just kept going on, and in the end, I just buckled. So, yeah, cheers, John, mate. It's because of you I'm doing this. Also, while I'm on, I'd like to thank Pete. Love Pete. Scott, I love Scott. Andy, man, he's so laid back. Love him to bits. Mike, one of the nicest people I've ever wished to speak to. And I don't know why he's probably going to cringe at this, but little Josh, I feel like I've took him under my wing a little bit. Don't get embarrassed, you little shit. Yeah, I love you all. You've been amazing. I've never felt so welcome to, like, when I go on live streams and I'm talking to these lads. It's fantastic. I love it. Absolutely love it. If you'd have told me 6 or 7 months ago I was going to be doing this, I'd have laughed in your face, but there you go. So I'm going to leave links for all those names I've mentioned, because I love them all dearly. Truly I do. So thank you very much indeed for watching. All 2 of you. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've subscribed, I send out all my loving vibes to you, because I think you're all exceptionally beautiful and sexy. And I love you all to pieces. Next one coming up soon. It will be film related, so hold on to your gonads for that one. And I'll see you very soon. Love you lots, like jelly tots. See you later.